Trump administration's new travel ban is in effect as of today. It blocks people from 12 countries from entering the United States, including Afghanistan, Haiti, Iran, and Yemen. The ban does not revoke visas previously issued to people from countries on that list, but the fear is if they leave the U.S., they will not be allowed to return. 7 News Detroit reporter Faraz Javed is listening to community members about how this will impact businesses right here in Metro Detroit.
Abdul Al-Waji is one of the kitchen helpers at the House of Brunch in downtown Detroit. Abdul moved to Michigan in 2000 to support his wife and 2 daughters in Yemen.
Jumana?
Every month, Abdul sends $1,000 to support his family, who he sees once every 2 years.
I miss them.
And now, with the travel ban in effect, Abdul is scared to go back, as he is worried he won't be able to re-enter the U.S.
It's very sad.
Monday morning, nationals from 12 countries barred from entering the U.S. Also, citizens of 7 other countries face partial travel restrictions. Since Yemen is one of the banned countries, the owner of the newly opened restaurant, Maher Obeid, says the travel ban will impact his operations.
Majority of our employees are Yemeni.
And why is that?
Being Yemeni, it's, I guess, a close connection for us, and then it's easy to communicate. But a lot of them have come here either on visas, to stay here and find a second home. So it affects us when it comes to business, is some people are getting stuck there.
Maher says most of his employees have family back home in Yemen, and on average, they see their families once every 2 years. That's if they're lucky.
Banning them and the travel ban and making sure that they can't come back, that's just like they were not willing to jeopardize to go see their family, their livelihood.
However, Rocky Rajkowski, who has been part of the Michigan GOP for the last 38 years, says he understands the pain of some, but the travel ban is needed.
These countries have deficient screening and vetting services, which historically refuse to take back their own citizens when they overstayed their visas or they created a crime here in the United States.
Well, if you look at possibly other nations that have worse vetting process, they're not on that list possibly.
Arab American Civil Rights League's Nabi Ayad was one of the first attorneys in the nation to file a federal lawsuit against the 2018 travel ban, which eventually led to the Trump administration revising the ban 6 times during the last term.
This one is more clarified and more centered.
This is not even an America First philosophy. This is protect all Americans.
While Nabi is investigating how he can challenge the latest travel ban in federal court, he believes the White House has focused on selective data.
That's kind of what we're looking into, all the other numbers of other nations that were not put on that list that could possibly show that this is just intended to really discriminate against certain Black and brown Middle Eastern individuals.
In downtown, I'm Faraz Javed, 7 News Detroit.
All right, thank you so much, Faraz.